I am super excited because today is the first time we have guests on the podcast, and these are two of my favorite people in the world. My friend Jeff is here, and my brother Nick is here. I'm gonna let them say hello in a second, but one thing you need to know about Jeff is a lifelong Spurs fan, and Nick and I share a passion for LeBron James and the Golden State Warriors as well. But these are folks that I have basketball conversations with all the time and have for a decade plus. So it's a special honor for the guests today, the people watching, that they get to be tuned into our conversation. So what's up, guys? How you doing, Jeff?
Doing good. I'm just here to gloat. I'm just here to enjoy watching the Rockets lose a series, and now I can sit back, and the rest of the playoffs is going to be just fine by me, whoever comes out on top. But it was
Thank you.
I was very worried the Warriors weren't going to get it done, and then Steph showed up in the fourth quarter and did the job, so that was fantastic.
Yes. And Nick, how have you liked the first round?
First round was, as a LeBron fan, you hate to see it. Hate to see the king go down. But yeah, we're happy that the Warriors got through. I think the second round is going to be super interesting. I think everyone was kind of waiting for the second round to come through. So a lot of good basketball to be played. I'm excited.
Yeah, first round is in the books. We're recording this on May 5th, and actually, the second round has already started. But what's really funny about this is the three of us have been talking about getting together to talk about these. We wanted to do a first round preview, and timing didn't work out, so we said, "All right, we'll do this for the second round." And then Jeff made the comment of, "Yeah, once all the bad teams are gone, let me list out some of those bad teams: Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, the Orlando Magic, Memphis Grizzlies. Who else? We had the Miami Heat, no surprise. Um, who else in the West are we
Bucks,
missing? The
Bucks,
Bucks. Yeah, that's right. And then I
Grizzlies.
think the Rockets and the Pistons.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, Grizzlies. But it's crazy that we're naming the Lakers in there. The Clippers I thought were really good this year too. Then the Bucks as well. But I'm kind of curious, who do you guys think is the best out of those teams that were eliminated? Because I might have an answer that you guys don't.
I would say the Clippers, if only for they took it to 7 games. The Bucks were not competitive. Orlando was not competitive.
Nope.
Um, the Lakers didn't look that good. So I feel like maybe just pay from the basis that the Clippers took them 7. I know they weren't playing the best team necessarily that's left, but they
Yeah.
they looked pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, the Clippers kind of towards the end of the season were hitting their stride, and they really do have a pretty well-rounded team. A lot of good guys who can play. And as much as I wanted to say the Lakers, they seemed as if all of that momentum they had at the end of the regular season was just disintegrated. And as soon as the
Yeah.
playoffs started, they were just no shows. Um, and they're just not a complete team. They have two great players, but they're not a complete team. So I would say the Clippers.
Yeah. I think the Clippers too. They should have won game one, which that was just heartbreaking that they didn't for them. And then that Aaron Gordon tip dunk off before overtime. I mean, those are two games that they could have definitely taken and could have been presenting a problem to the Thunder in the next round. But I was actually super impressed by the Detroit Pistons. I think the Knicks are lucky to even have gotten out of that series, to be honest. They have a bright future. Jaden Ivey coming back next year. But yeah, it was a really fun first round. I love this time of year where we have games every night, at least two for like 3 weeks and or 2.5 weeks. And yeah, now round one's in the books. We're going over to round two, and stoked that we're doing this preview. Before we get started, Jeff, is Giannis going to be wearing a Spurs uniform next year?
No,
Do you
he will
want him to
not.
be wearing a Spurs uniform?
Sure, I'll take it. If it's a wish list, I want a team friendly deal. Let's get the salary low and everything, but I just don't think the Spurs are going to blow up their model for anybody, and I don't think Giannis should or will take a cheaper deal or a team friendly deal. So I see him on whoever can give him the max and can get a star in kind of like a Dame level who can be a strong number two. And I don't think the Spurs are going to do that. I think they're going to keep building around Wemby.
Yeah, it's a fantasy of mine. I would love to see them t together. We'll see though. They're gonna probably have to trade him if they're gonna get rid of him. Um, okay, let's talk about round two. Nick, we're gonna start with a series that's near and dear, actually to all three of us, all of our hearts. Minnesota and Golden State. And I want to know what percent chance do you give the Warriors of winning this series?
Hmm. It's a good question.
'Cause I'm nervous.
For some reason, I feel as though the Warriors have the edge, um, just because of Jimmy Butler being on the team. It's just if they're gonna put McDaniels on Curry and try and shut Curry down, I don't see why Jimmy Butler can't become playoff Jimmy and go crazy and lead that team to win. But I don't know. I'm not like I wouldn't be afraid of Rudy Gobert. I know he had a good game to close at the Lakers, but I think Draymond's just such a force, and like with all of his little antics with specific players like Brooks and Rudy and stuff, like I feel like he always comes out on top. So I have full faith in Draymond to kind of win that battle. Um, and also like even if they are gonna put Jaden McDaniels on Curry, like it's Stephen Curry, like he's gonna figure it out. So I think the Warriors would
Yeah.
win. And I do think it'll go long. And I do think Anthony Edwards will go crazy too. But it's gonna be a battle. But I don't think like I think the odds were like minus 175 for the Wolves. I don't think it should be that big. I think the Warriors and the Timberwolves will go head to head for at least 6 games, maybe even 7.
Okay, and you got the dubs. That's very encouraging to me. Jeff, any notes?
Okay, good content for you because I'm completely the other direction. I think Minnesota matches up. I think everything that the Rockets did well against Golden State, Minnesota can do at a better level. And my guess is they might not overplay Curry as much as Houston did in some of those games and say, like, it's okay if Curry wants to drop 30 on us because we have Ant who can drop 30 back on them. And I think Gobert's a better version of Şengün defensively, not necessarily on the offensive side.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the like role players, length and youngness and athleticism to just kind of like disrupt the others on Golden State, like Healed. I think I like the depth a little bit better on Minnesota. I just feel like
Yeah.
even though the Warriors are old and mature and they know how to win and all those like cliches that get thrown out, I think they did get beat up a little bit in that series that was long and they had to work really hard. And I think Minnesota looked pretty comfortable dismantling the Lakers. So I think they have a big edge in this one.
I'm leaning towards you, Jeff. I think Minnesota has the edge because Houston didn't have a player that could go get you a bucket. They didn't have a point of attack. And Edwards can be that guy that just they give him the ball to and say, okay, go make a play, get to the rim, get by your guy, whatever. And Houston didn't have that, and Golden State had enough trouble defending them. And then, dude, I keep thinking about the Timberwolves as this team that will shoot themselves in the foot or like has potential to do that. And I thought they might make some boneheaded plays in the first round against the Lakers. They were really good the whole time and didn't sabotage themselves. And a big part of my feeling with that was Julius Randle. I thought he was going to just himself out of the series. He was cooking. And Nikki, you mentioned Draymond Green guarding Rudy. Who's going to guard Julius Randle? Not B-Pods, not Buddy Hield. Like it's going to be a problem. Jimmy Butler's
They
going
got
to
to
have
use
to do it.
Looney, but they don't use Looney. So
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
put Moses on him. but
I'm gonna trust in the Warriors' multifaceted offense being able to score enough points to stick with them and win because I'm not gonna bet against them, but it's scary, man.
Yeah, so I had I don't know if you want us to reveal like our game predictions yet or if we
Go
will.
ahead. No, yeah, go ahead, say it.
I have this is one of my more aggressive ones. I have Minnesota in five.
oh yeah,
I
So
like the boldness.
and I'll probably come back to eat those words because like Steph Curry could just pull a Olympic gold medal game performance out of the hat and drop 10 threes and a half and win them games. But
He does like shooting
um,
threes over Rudy.
I don't know. Yeah, Minnesota just looks scary. I actually think Minnesota's potentially the best threat for OKC in the West left in terms of matchups and how well they're playing right now.
Nikki, anything else? Otherwise, that's a great segue to the next one.
um, I think Jeff is right.
Okay, then let's talk about yeah, I mean, hey, we're just gonna be rooting for the Warriors from the get-go and we'll ride with them until they fall. Um, let's move on to Nuggets Thunder because this series, well, we have the battle of the MVP finalists, but also I think the Nuggets have the chance to really test the Thunder. They haven't been tested yet, and what's where I'm going with this is the Thunder just have so much depth and so many levers to pull and are so fast and make it so hard to score on them. And Denver is feels like they're falling apart a little bit or they're wearing down and they only have like 6 or 7 guys. Um, I kind of think it could either be really close because Jokic is just going to pull some magic out of his butt, or the Thunder are just going to rout them, and it's going to be a 5, 6 game series. My X factor in this is I think Russell Westbrook returned to OKC. Does he treat it as, hey, this is my house, I'm the guy here, and it just pumps him up, kind of like when he was playing the Clippers? I think they're going to need him if they have any chance. But Nick, how do you see this series going?
Yeah, I've definitely seen like Jokic like having a good series. But just like guard wise, I definitely think that Shea is gonna do Shea things, and I just think the combo of Shea and Jalen Williams is a lot better than Jamal and
Christian Brown,
Christian Brown. Yeah, is he starting? Yeah.
I guess.
So Jamal Murray definitely has the potential to do again like playoff Jamal Murray type stuff, but I don't know. We keep trying to say like the Thunder aren't experienced, but they keep winning big games in the regular season, and like they just look really solid. Definitely a lot of ISO ball, but it works. And I don't think I don't know. I think they'll let Jokic have 30, 20, and 10 every game, but I don't think that they'll be able to stop Shea, and I don't think they'll be able to stop just the fluidity that dudes like Isaiah Hartenstein and Caruso and Isaiah Joe and like just all these random guys who you're like, damn, I forgot they're on the team. Like,
They come at you in waves.
yeah, exactly. Just coming off the bench and just bringing power. So I definitely think the Thunder have a really good shot at going to the finals. And I
Yeah.
think we should stop like doubting them, but we'll see.
Yeah. Jeff, how are you seeing it?
Pretty much agree with everything you just said, Nick. I think the inexperience is potentially overblown. Maybe it catches up with them in the finals after, but they coasted through round one. They were able to rest a bunch of people. It was just not challenging, and I feel like that also gave them the understanding of like the physicality change, which I feel like is often again kind of a cliche of like you're inexperienced, so you don't know how to handle the ramp up in the playoffs. But I think they got just so much depth. I was looking at it, and I believe there's a pretty fair gap for the whole season between bench minutes. With OKC's had a ton more because they've just been blowing teams out, and they have that depth. And Denver's one of those like bottom half teams where they're not playing the bench as much. And I just think over a 7 game, like Jokic is going to win him a game or two because he's that good. But unless the refs get out there and decide to not let Shea get away with his crap for 7 games in a row, I don't see any way that he doesn't continue to get to the free throw line, get to his spots, and just win them the series with the rest of the crew they have.
I'm pretty sure the Nuggets had a couple games last series where their bench scored fewer than 10 points. Like Peyton Watson
That's
isn't
wild.
doing anything. I don't even know other guys on their bench, and I watch a lot of basketball. Yeah, and the more we talk about it now, the more I think it's going to be a rout. You know who I love as well is Mark Dagnall is cool as a cucumber all
Super
the
cool.
time. I feel like he's always just like hovering above the game, knowing exactly like what to do and when and never like gets over emotional or reacts like crazy. He just knows that he has all these levers to pull and he's smart about how he does it. Um,
I think I got guys like Lou Dort, just beasts.
Just
Forgot
hanging
about Lou
out,
Dort.
yeah. Putting a couple shots up, making 50% of their threes.
Yeah,
Nick, you talked about playoff Jamal. They're gonna be able to throw 5 guys at him and
yeah.
just wear him out and probably take him out of most games and just let Jokic get his buckets against Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein because he's twice their weight.
Also,
Uh,
the thing is that the Thunder have such a good defense, and they have so many guys that they can go to. It's just like all you have to really say is like, all right, go give me like 4 minutes of gritty defense on the ball handler, and I'll get you out. And we'll get a guy like, oh, we'll have Caruso coming in off the bench. It's like, oh, well, thanks. Like that's great.
yeah,
So
And even while Jokic is going to get his I'm not going to get up here and pretend that Chet's going to be like the Jokic stopper, but from the Spurs side, like the Wemby length can be weird for Jokic in some spots, and like he's going to have to back him down a lot more. Like his faders might get blocked a couple more times, and I think Chet's going to like not even slow him down, but I think his length and his build is just going to present some weirder moments for Jokic where he's going to have to work a little bit harder than he might have to against most other defenders in the league.
I forgot
yeah,
that Chet was on the team. Like there's just still
yeah,
so many players I just keep
Yeah.
forgetting about. So they're deep. They're a
yeah.
good team.
All right, well, I'm taking the Thunder in 6 because I'm gonna give with respect to Jokic.
I'll say the same.
That's exactly what I had.
All right, let's see if the Nuggets can upset the apple cart there. I would love to see it. All right, moving out east. We got 2 sick matchups actually. One of them has already gone a direction that I was not expecting, and we're talking about Cleveland and Indiana.
Mm.
The 1 seed against the 4 seed. They played last night, and Indiana won. I think by 9 points.
In
And
Cleveland.
this this is a series that I haven't really thought too much about, but I don't like the Pacers that much. I don't know what it is, but they just annoy me. They overwhelmed the Bucks in the last series with just their depth and their speed. And I was thinking, Cleveland can do that, but it does feel like their guys are a little bit older and less mobile. And Indiana might have the advantage on the pace here. So, Jeff, what are you thinking about in this series, and who do you expect to come out on top?
So I was planning to summon the courage to take the shot on Indiana. And then they went out yesterday, got game 1, and it's given me all this confidence to really call a shot here. I think they win this series. Um I don't know, just more like kind of team of destiny stuff, not suggesting they're going to win the whole thing. But they just feel like they're riding that like high that can get you to a conference finals or get you to a finals berth. And um, seems like they're playing really good basketball. I think it was very early in the year where everyone was saying like, what happened to Halliburton? The Pacers look awful. But I feel like they've been very strong the whole second half. And then I know the Bucks had all the problems, and everyone's gonna call out Doc Rivers as failing as a coach again. But at the end of the day, they had Giannis on their team, and Indiana made that look like a pretty pedestrian series. So I'm getting
Yeah.
myself caught up in the excitement, and I'm feeling real good about the Pacers right now.
Yeah. They look strong. Nick, who's the best player in this series?
The best player?
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, for sure. I think that this is the wake up call for the Cavs. I think the Celtics are gonna blow out the Knicks today, and the Cavs are gonna be like, all right, like we gotta step up our game, and I think the Cavs win in six. I think, I'm sorry, yeah, I think the Cavs will win the next game, and then I think they'll take at least one game in Indiana, and then I think they'll wrap it up in 6 games. But I don't know. Indiana, I don't know. They're always there somehow, but they just like last year they made it to the conference finals, right? Yeah, am
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
correct?
After they
So
played a hobbled Knicks team that fell apart while they're playing them.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I like where you're coming from, Jeff. I think that I could see it happening. Like I can feel the feeling that you're feeling, but I just don't. I don't know. The Cavs are one of the best teams in the league, and they were for a reason. I think they're gonna figure out. Kenny Atkinson just won Coach of the Year. Like he's gonna bring his guys together. I think they'll get this back to how it was and take it. So we'll see.
Kenny Atkinson, old Golden State Warriors assistant coach. We love it.
And French
Um,
coach. So
wow, true. Very true. I think if it feels to me that Indiana's all talk and they've been able to back it up so far, but the Cavs haven't played a good basketball team in it feels like 3 to 4 weeks. Sorry, Miami Heat, but that maybe you're right. That was their wake up call and they bounce back and they take care of business. I do think there's more talent and skill on the Cavs, and I'm gonna say that they win it in 7. They're gonna have home court.
mm,
Yeah. The other series that who knows how much of a route this could be, but we're talking about two classic East teams, New York and Boston. Um, I think that Jalen Brunson, while he is heroic and he does amazing things and he's the most impactful player on the court sometimes, even being 5'1", he's going to get engulfed by the Celtics, and meanwhile, the Celtics are just going to be launching threes, and it's going to be a barrage of offense while Jalen tries to carry his team, and I think it might be a sweep, to be honest. Um, Even though I love the Knicks, I think Cat and some of those other players they're just going to wear down as well. They only have 6 guys that Thibodeau is playing. 7 guys if you count Mitchell Robinson, and the Celtics can attack you in so many different ways. So I'm gonna be bold like Jeff, and I'm predicting a sweep. They're playing right now. I'll give you a quick update. It's in the third quarter, 9 minutes to go. Boston 64, New York 48.
Great.
Thibodeau, Rochambeau. Uh-oh. Celtics info.
So what's interesting, I feel like I'm the biggest Knicks hater because if you don't use your bench at all, then what's the point of being a coach? I can go throw the same 5 guys out there for the whole game and get paid an NBA salary. I actually gave them one game
Try that.
instead of 4-1, just out of respect for Brunson. I don't actually like love Brunson's game. It's a lot of the like Harden
Mm,
Shea.
body, get fouls. It's not a good watch for me, but I think he's a phenomenal player, and I think again he could have a playoff like 50 piece and just win them a game. But I
Yeah.
think you guys both covered it. The Celtics are the better team, and they play a completely unappealing brand of basketball and will launch 75 threes a game, and they're very good at making them, so they're going to win the series.
Celtics are the best team in the league. They're just their role players are better than most starters. So
Dude, I'm looking right now. Oh shoot, I was looking at the wrong column, but I was trying to see how many threes have been attempted in this game so far by both. Let's see, that's 20 something. The Celtics are close to 33 pointers attempted, and the Knicks have under 15. Like the math is just so lopsided in the Celtics' favor. Yeah, it's going to be a short series, unfortunately. The Knicks, I really loved them coming off of last year, and I think Brunson is awesome, but it's just too much for one man to handle. Okay, Jeff, I'm really curious because your team's not in the playoffs. The Mavericks are also not in the playoffs, another Texas team. We know how you feel about Houston. Who are you rooting for to win the chip? Not who do you think is going to win, but I'm curious who you're rooting for to win it all.
I'll say Indiana annoys me the least as a Spurs fan.
Wow.
So everyone else at some point in the recent past or current has annoyed me as a Spurs fan.
This is amazing.
So
Okay.
they're the least threatening team left where I wouldn't be annoyed watching their fans celebrate a championship.
That's
Dang,
so
man.
funny. You'd be happy for him.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on opposite sides on that. Nick, I think I know where you lie. Who are you rooting for?
I've matured. I'm the Warriors. I would love to see it. As a again as a Braun fan, it's like Curry's creeping up towards that GOAT conversation. If he gets another chip, you never know what people could start saying. But I think LeBron has done enough. We don't need to worry about that. I think as a Bay native, I think it would be wrong for me to choose anyone else. So
They
pick him
We
there.
really are in need of the Bay Area economy to be spurred on a little bit, so we need more of the games here. Um, okay, so the way that we've thought about this then is we'll have Warriors Thunder potentially, or the Wolves versus the Thunder, and then in the East we got Celtics and who do we say?
Cavs
Cavs
was
or Indiana?
both of you
Okay,
had the Cavs, yeah.
we're gonna table that for another potential conversation down the road. But round two, we're in for another a couple of sweet series. I hope that Reggie Miller doesn't call Jimmy Butler the Butler anymore. I think that's super low hanging fruit and very unoriginal by him, but he's been mailing it in for years. Anything else? Any other comments from round one that you guys want to get off your chest or predictions, thoughts for round two?
I got two hot takes for you.
Hit me.
Uh, get rid of round one, go to six teams. First two seeds get a first two teams? Yeah, first two teams get a bye. Three, four, five, six, play round one. Let's just, yeah, we might miss the occasional, like, really cool 7-2 game. Like the Rockets Warriors going seven was like a really good round one. But we don't need to see eight seeds getting swept anymore. Get rid of the play in, go to six
I
teams.
was just gonna ask how you thought about how you felt about the play, and then
You know, again, it's not that there can't be fun games, but we just don't need it. I'm always a fan of shorter playoffs, make it more of an exclusive club to get in, make the regular season mean more.
all
My
right,
second hot take is get rid
wait,
of three-man broadcast teams.
get
The
rid of
third
them.
person is just always contributing nothing, and it's not their fault. It's such a hard job, but just go to the two-man team. The color, the play-by-play is the way to go.
Bring back Stan or Jeff Van Gundy and Mark
Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Jeez, how come I couldn't think of
Jim
that?
Hall.
I like the who's the guy who did the Olympics coverage for NBC?
Ooh.
Is that Iron Eagle? Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
really
those.
like him. He's good.
Yeah, they're good. Let's not let this slip through the cracks. Jeffrey requests less basketball. Okay, Nikki, go ahead. Anything?
I didn't prepare any hot takes, but
It's all good.
um, I wonder if there's any in the oven.
If I just want to give you the chances to say anything before we close out. If you're good, we can. I'll wrap it up.
I think Nuggets take game one tonight.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice.
yeah. I wanted to say that's why we are even recording at this time because the Nuggets are playing at 6:30 and I want to watch the whole thing. So I'm very excited about that. I hope that you're right, Nikki. It would set up for a great series.
I think
Yeah,
so
it'd be
too.
cool.
Gentlemen, well, I'm very happy that we got to do this on camera finally get our brains together and talk a little bit of hoops. Couldn't have come at a better time. We're in the playoffs. It's 2025. I'm super excited. Lakers are gone. That's sad, but we're gonna get a new or possibly repeat champ here in a couple of weeks. We might talk again before that, but if not, thank you for making time tonight, and we'll definitely chat soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Love you
Alex.
guys.
Love what you're doing here.
Thanks. We appreciate those kind words.
Yeah.
I'll relay it to the team.